Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Thursday, June 5th, regular meeting of the South San Francisco Planning Commission. This meeting is being held in person at the Library, Parks and Recreation Building, City Council Chambers. To provide a comment during the meeting, please fill out our speaker card and give it to the clerk. You will have 3 minutes to make your comments. Please note that all commission time limits and rules of decorum will apply to public comments. This meeting of the South San Francisco Planning Commission is hereby called to order. Please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May we please have roll call?
Yes. Commissioner Baker.
Here.
Commissioner Evans.
Here.
Commissioner Faria.
Here.
Commissioner Zhang.
Here.
Chairperson Funes Ozturk.
Here.
Vice Chairperson Palmaku and Commissioner Shahade are absent.
Awesome. Are there any changes to the agenda?
No changes to the agenda.
Are there any items or announcements from staff?
I have 2 announcements. The first is that the next Planning Commission meeting would be held on Thursday, June 19th, which is a city holiday, so we will be sending out a cancellation for that day. The first meeting in July is Thursday, July 3rd. We will likely be canceling that as well, as it is the day before the July 4th weekend.
It's also my birthday.
Happy early birthday.
Thanks.
And that's all.
Thank you so much. Does any member of the public wish to address the commission on an item that is not on the agenda tonight at this time? Please fill out a speaker card and give it to the clerk. At this time, I will ask the clerk if there are any members of the public who would like to provide comments.
We have not received any speaker cards.
Hearing no speakers, we will move on. Next on the agenda is the disclosure of ex parte communications. If any commissioner has had any communication with applicants, did any site or project visits, had interactions with third parties, or has any conflicts regarding any item on the agenda, you may not disclose them at this time. If you would like to recuse yourself for an item, you can do so at this time. Hearing none, we will move on to the next item. Next on the agenda is the consent calendar. May we have a listing of the consent calendar items?
Item number 1 is consideration and approval of minutes from the May 15th, 2025 Planning Commission. Item number 2 is report regarding a resolution finding that the proposed fiscal year 2025-26 capital improvement program is consistent with the city's general plan in accordance with Government Code Section 65401. Item 2A is the resolution.
Does any commissioner wish to pull an item from the consent calendar?
Chair, no, but I was absent on May 15th, so I think I will have to vote abstain for that one. So either we'll do to vote or note what I just mentioned.
We can do 2 votes. We do 2, yeah, we do them separately.
Excellent. Who'd like to do that?
All right, then, Madam Chair, I move item 1 on the consent calendar for now.
Okay.
Second.
Yeah. Any seconds? Excellent. Commissioner Evans, seconds. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker.
Yes.
Commissioner Evans.
Yes.
Commissioner Faria.
Yes.
Commissioner Zhang.
Abstain.
Chairperson Funes Ozturk.
Abstain.
Vice Chairperson Palmaku and Commissioner Shahade are absent.
To the chair, we're having the same issue that we did last time then, that we do not have enough votes to approve. So I'll repeat what I said last time and say that you're not necessarily committing that you saw them and they're accurate, but you can vote if you were absent and say that you accept the minutes.
Got it.
I'll let you do the accept if you're...
Sure, I'll accept it, that's fine.
Thank you.
To the chair, isn't it kind of true, they're basically voting on the minutes? Even if they're not there, they're voting, yes, I was not here, so in essence, I mean, it's all by interpretation, that's vague, but
If the commissioners who were absent have reviewed the minutes and still agree that it's accurate, or, if they want a chance to review the previous meeting footage, they can, but if they have no objections to the minutes as they are, then it's fine to move forward with the vote on them.
Okay.
Yes, and I would suggest taking roll call again if we are.
If we can take roll call, please.
Yes. Commissioner Baker.
Are we just voting on one then? Okay,
This is for the minutes.
Minutes.
Yes.
all right, then yes.
Commissioner Evans.
yes.
Commissioner Faria.
Yes?
Commissioner Zhang.
Abstain still, thank you.
Chair Funes Osterk.
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Pomaku and Commissioner Shahade are absent.
So we'll move on to item number 2.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker.
Yes.
Commissioner Evans.
Yes?
Commissioner Faria.
Yes?
Commissioner Zhang.
Yes.
Chairperson Funes Osterk.
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Pomaku and Commissioner Shahade are absent.
Awesome. Hearing no speakers, I will entertain a motion on the consent calendar.
So we just
We
voted.
did that? Okay, sorry. Okay, my apologies. So next on the agenda is
Public hearing.
public hearing. Resolution finding that the proposed fiscal year.
They will read.
No, they'll read, okay, sorry. Item number 3, please.
Okay. So item number 3 is a report regarding proposed amendments to Title 20 zoning of the South San Francisco Municipal Code regarding provisions regulating tobacco use to make minor revisions, corrections, and clarifications to ensure consistency throughout the municipal code, to remove hookah bar and smoking lounge from the commercial use classifications under Section 20.620.040, and determining that the proposed zoning amendments are exempt from CEQA. And item number 3A is the resolution. And I'm going to give the staff report.
I will now open the public hearing and call for a staff report.
Great. Thank you so much, Chair Funes Ozturk and Commissioners. I'm Adina Friedman, Chief Planner, and I'll be giving the staff report tonight. So tonight, the item in front of you is a zoning text amendment to make minor revisions to tobacco use regulations in the zoning code. So in terms of background, there have been some recent changes to state and county regulations regarding tobacco, which require the city to update our municipal code. And tobacco use in South San Francisco is regulated throughout the municipal code, all with a focus on regulating tobacco uses to help public health and welfare. Tobacco use regulations can be found in Title VI, which is business regulations, Title VIII, which is health and welfare, and Title 20, which is zoning, which is what we'll be talking about tonight. Okay, so some going back to 2008, give some background. In 2008, the city adopted the county's tobacco retail permit ordinance by reference, which essentially means that tobacco sales is regulated and enforced by the county, and this allows for consistency across jurisdictions. Tobacco retailers must obtain and maintain a valid tobacco retailer's permit from the San Mateo County for each location, and the ordinance establishes consistent enforcement mechanisms, and the county is in charge of enforcement. In 2012, the city adopted Chapter 20.420 in the zoning ordinance, which is a prohibition on new significant tobacco retailers. and a significant tobacco retailer prohibits the establishment of a new business whose principal or core is selling tobacco products and/or paraphernalia. They are prohibited from operating in the city. Then, in 2019, during the rise of flavored tobacco products, the City Council wanted to limit youth access to tobacco, which was on the rise. The city adopted municipal code amendments to prohibit flavored tobacco and e-smoking devices. At the time, there was a carve-out to allow flavored tobacco at hookah lounges, of which there were not any in South San Francisco. Okay, more recently, in 2023, San Mateo County enacted a new tobacco retail permit ordinance. This ordinance strengthened enforcement. It became aligned more with state laws, and it updated some location requirements and limitations in terms of where tobacco retailers could be located. If cities want the county health department to administer the tobacco retail permit, the cities must either adopt the ordinance by reference or incorporate their ordinance word for word, verbatim in their municipal code. So the City Council adopted the tobacco retail permit by reference in March of this year in order to maintain our consistency of being part of the county's tobacco retail permit program. So that brings us to the county's ordinance has an update regarding flavored tobacco. It prohibits the sale of flavored tobacco, which is consistent with state law. The county's ordinance is actually more restrictive than state law. It also includes a prohibition on flavored tobacco for hookah. In the past, the city had a separate flavored tobacco ordinance, which was in Title VI of the Municipal Code. At this time, the city chose to adopt the county's ordinance by reference, which also regulates flavored tobacco. So we repealed, the City Council in March of this year repealed the flavored tobacco section of our zoning code because they adopted the county's ordinance by reference. I'm drawing attention specifically to flavored tobacco for hookah, since that informs one of the proposed zoning text amendments that the Commission is being asked to consider tonight. Okay, so the proposed text amendments in front of you, as I mentioned, all relate to tobacco use in Title 20, the zoning code. We have proposed cleanup to correct some of the out-of-date references to other code sections that are no longer in place, to clarify intent and language, to ensure consistency with existing policy and practice, and overall to promote the goals of public health and welfare regarding tobacco usage. So the amendments are minor in nature, but I am going to go through them just so it's very clear what the proposals are. The first proposal is to correct some cross-references in the zoning code that refer to previous ordinances. So as you can see on the screen, we have marked out where the zoning code references Chapter 6.4 because that is no longer in effect, and instead includes a notation about significant tobacco retailers that were in place before the establishment of that ordinance. On the next slide here, the proposal is to remove hookah bar and smoking lounge as a use in the zoning code, since flavored tobacco is not permitted. As you can see here, the definition, well, it's a little hard to see because I have it marked through, but the definition of a hookah bar or smoking lounge is businesses serving flavored tobacco or other products for on-site smoking. And as I explained, the county's ordinance prohibits the sale of flavored tobacco. Hookah bars and smoking lounges could be operated with non-flavored tobacco. However, the allowance of them in light of the county regulations could create significant enforcement challenges for the city and is also contrary to the intent of the updated county tobacco retailer's permit, which the city adopted by ordinance, the intent of which is to limit tobacco businesses and promote public health. The next slide in front of you shows that in our current ordinance, hookah bars and smoking lounges is permitted with a conditional use permit in the mixed industrial districts. So with this change, this use would no longer be permitted, as flavored tobacco is not a permitted use. There currently are not any hookah bars or smoking lounges in South San Francisco, so this change would not create any legal non-conforming uses. And this is consistent with the state, county, and city council direction to focus on public health in light of tobacco usage. The proposed text amendments in front of the Planning Commission tonight are exempt from CEQA, as the revisions are minor in nature and not considered a project per CEQA guidelines section 15378. With that, I am going to conclude my presentation. The staff recommendation is that the Planning Commission move to adopt a resolution recommending that the City Council adopt an ordinance to make minor revisions related to tobacco use and to make a motion to determine the proposed zoning amendments are exempt from CEQA. That concludes my presentation, and I am happy to answer any questions about this item.
Thank you so much. If the applicant is present, would you like to make a presentation? No?
We don't have an applicant tonight because the city is bringing this application forward.
Great, sorry. Okay. Do the commissioners have any questions for staff? No? Great. Roll call? Oh, sorry. I
Public
need to
comment.
close. Sorry. Let me close the public hearing. My apologies. Yeah. Can I? Yeah. Would you like to comment? Any commissioners like to comment? No? No comments?
We have not received any speaker cards on this item.
Excellent. Thank you. Would anyone like to make a motion?
I go ahead and make the first motion. Move to adopt a resolution recommending the City Council adopt an ordinance amending Title 20 of the South San Francisco Municipal Code.
I'll second.
Excellent. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Evans,
Yes.
Commissioner Faria,
Yes?
Commissioner Zhang,
Yes.
Chairperson Funes Oster,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Pomaku, and Commissioner Shahade are absent.
And the second one? Move to determine the proposed zoning amendments are exempt from CEQA.
Roll call, please.
Need a second?
Or, I'll second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Evans,
Yes.
Commissioner Faria,
Yes?
Commissioner Zhang,
Yes.
Chairperson Funes Oster,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Pomaku, and Commissioner Shahade are absent.
Thanks very much. The motion passes, and we will bring the recommendation forward to City Council.
Awesome. Thank you. Can you? Adjourn?
You see, ask if there's anything, comments from the commission
Any comments from the commission
or city?
or city?
Yeah, you can close it.
Okay.
Adjourn it.
And thank you all for coming to the meeting tonight. Have a great day. Take care. Good night. Bye.
With authority.
That's my favorite part of being chair. Please be honest.
Hey, you scared Sean in the back.